This is a demo for the first part of my independent study focusing on WebGL. In here I've got an interactive scene that shows various types of control and some of the WebGL fundamentals that I've been learning. To start off with, I can click on any object on the scene and move it around. And I've also got a menu here with different controls on the right hand side. And I can change the type of transformation to a rotation, to a scale. What this menu is a lightweight controller library for JavaScript that just makes it easier to add any variables I want here in a menu format and be able to easily adjust their values, and just makes it an intuitive user interface. I can also control the color of any of the objects I've got selected on the scene. Moving on to the next scene where I'm showing point lighting, I've got sliders to control the position of the light, which of course is important in the calculation and how the scene looks. So if I move any of these sliders to the right and to the left, you can see the lighting change in the scene. And finally, I can also drive the camera through the scene, and in this case I'm intentionally still setting my look at point to the center so that now I can look to the back side of the pyramids where they're currently not lit, but if I bring the light source over to this side, now I can light up the pyramids again. In this next scene I have some textured cubes, and I can still control them and move them around as I want, as I could in previous scenes. The important point that I wanted to make here is that each graphics object has its own shader, and in this case all these 4 cubes are using the same shader where they're passing their texture coordinates to apply the texture properly. And what I'm doing is, in the draw loop, each graphics object will tell WebGL to use its shader program as the active shader program, and that just gives a lot of flexibility in being able to switch shaders and being able to confine that to the draw loop and to show different things more easily with each of these graphics objects. The last scene I have here is to show alpha blending, and right now I've got a HUD display here that's been there all along, and it's also a nice way to show values that the user may be interested in. Here it was helping me debug the camera, but now if I click on any of these cubes, it'll show me the alpha value for each of them. I've also got a slider, and I can make the object more and more transparent until it just shows a black background color, or I can go the opposite direction and make it solid and opaque again. The interesting part with the alpha blending is the hidden surface removal, which has to be disabled in a way so that the transparency is shown properly. But the nice thing is that I can click on these buttons here and add more objects to the scene of different types. And the hidden surface removal still works where the transparent object is still hidden behind the solid object as it should be. And so there's some manipulation there to control the depth buffer and enabling it to draw the solid opaque objects and making it read-only when drawing the transparent objects. And as I pointed out here, I've got other controls to pick a type of model, and then I'm able to add it to the scene. I can make solid objects, or I can also make more transparent ones as I wish. So that concludes the demo. I hope you enjoyed it.